The two main ways to solve problems. Number one is through work, and number two is through money. These two things are going to be the main two things that are going to solve a majority of your problems, almost every single one. So let's start off with work. If you want to solve a problem, you have to put in the work to solve that problem. Now, some problems are easier than others to solve. Some of them take years and years and years in practice to actually solve the problem, so that way you don't have the problem no more. Money, on the other hand, you have someone else fix the problem for you, and you just gave them money in exchange to solve that problem. This is what business is. So this is just something that came to me today, and I have to share it with you because it's extremely important. Like, these are the two main ways to solve every single one of your problems. You just put in work towards whatever your problem is every single day until it's solved, or you pay somebody to solve the problem for you. Now, of course, if it's like an extremely big problem that like you need to solve, then you pay someone to have that solved for you. That's what a lot of people do. Food. You need food, otherwise you're gonna die. So you solve the problem, you buy groceries. Other problems like your health and your fitness, you may, be in the hospital one day, but you avoid that by every single day going to the gym. That's an example of work to solve your problems. To avoid being in the hospital, you just go into the gym every single day. That's another example of that. I could just keep creating examples for you of how work and money can solve every single one of your problems, but I just want you to know that these are the two main ways that you can solve problems. And one way can work in some scenarios, and money can work in other scenarios. Like, it's just truly amazing to think and realize that you're either going to spend time by putting in a bunch of work that's going to pay off for you to solve the problem, or you're going to save a lot of time and just pay money to solve the problem for you. Someone else does it for you. You save time just paying money for other people to solve it for you. Now, like I said, each scenario is going to be a little bit different. So sometimes you're going to want to pay somebody else to solve the problem for you. Other times it's going to be worth it to actually put in the work, put in the time, and actually solve the problem yourself. And these are one of these things you have to decide for yourself. You have to truly decide yourself, is it worth it to put in the time and effort, energy to solve this problem, yes or no? You have to make that decision for yourself. And other times it's like, all right, it's not worth it. Like, I don't need to put it all the time and energy, or you just don't want to. So you just pay somebody else to do it for you. So, I know I said I could give all these examples. I'm just going to give another one about, if you're a millionaire, if you're rich, if you have a lot of money, you pay people to do things for you because you don't want to do them. You don't want to do your dishes, you hire somebody. You don't want to do your laundry, you hire somebody. You don't want to do whatever, you pay somebody to do it for you. That's literally solving your problem. Now, a lot of poor people will literally say to that, oh, these people are just lazy. Oh, they're just lazy. Like, are they? They're millionaires and they're lazy. Does that really make them lazy if they're millionaires? Like, you don't just accumulate a massive amount of wealth and be lazy. Like, it doesn't happen that way. You have to keep that wealth. You have to be smart with it. You have to know how to use the wealth. So like when people say that stuff, I just know they're dumb and poor, because no, they're not lazy. They're being smart with their time and energy, because you really only have time with your time here on planet Earth. You really only have time. That's it. That's all you have. You only can use your time in certain areas to actually either get better or get worse, because you're doing one or the other. The reason why I brought up this example is because there's a lot of things that we don't want. Like, Sometimes it's worth it, like I said, to put in the work and energy and effort, like laundry, for example, or dishes, like the things I mentioned before, where other people, you can pay them to do it for you. Sometimes it's worth it to do it yourself so you don't have to pay somebody else, whatever. Like I said, it depends on your current circumstance in life and where you are and where you want to divert your time, energy, and effort, if it's worth it to solve that problem doing it yourself, or if you'd rather pay somebody else just to solve it for you. I really hope you got value out of this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.